Welcome back to Farthest Frontier version 1 for 10th episode of our guide Let's Play. Don't hesitate to check in the video, description below if you want to see how we got there, because we definitely are, pretty far advanced. We are already at tier 4. The town center is at the maximum level. At the end of the last episode, this is what we did. And this is why you can see now many people, many houses are trying to evolve to the next stage. From large houses to manors. We already have a few manors. Like this one over here, or that one, as you can see. Now we're talking about doubling the population as a basic house. Basic house was 4, we're at 8 now. This is not the final level though, there is still one more, which will require a couple of other things. But let's review, a normal manor house. Don't I have a manor house that's not trying to... not a manor. Let's look, even the ones on this new side are evolving. But okay, so here we have a homestead, large house, perfect. So we need the tier 4, this is what we did, right? We need 80% of desirability, we need 3 types of food, we need some glassware and some furniture. So obviously this is also something I've started to make. And as you can see, this is going to cost a lot of bricks, which is why we're at 0 on bricks. But yeah, let me recap a bit some of the things I've done. First of all, over here I have closed this part and that part, so we're starting to defend a bit better, right? We haven't actually closed on this side, and as you can see, that led to a problem. We had a fight over here, we lost quite a few people, and I'm not sure why here there is... I guess I'm very low on people right now, so it's a good thing we're growing the population. We have also made some changes over here. So this was what we added over here for the baskets with the actual foragers garden that are making willow on site. So all this clear. But I've made some improvement on this side. One is we have upgraded one of the foundry to the next level, to smeltery, where you get basically more people. And I think that's pretty much it. They say, yeah, durability and improve speed. But it's basically, the most important thing is to get more people in. So that's what we did over here for the iron. And then below it, we have this new building. This is the glass maker. It's gonna take the sand that's just next door, plus the coal that is just here, and it's gonna make some glassware. As you can see, quite a bit of glassware, but it does need also quite a bit of sand. Which is why we have the sand just next door, and we know if we don't have enough, we can just increase that, right? Then next to it, we have this new corner here, where we're going to deliver this glassware. I know it's not glass right now, but this is for the glass. As you can see, this is the limit here. Everything else is unlocked. This glass is then going to be used in this corner over here, where I've put 4 of these preservist buildings. 2 I'm gonna dedicate to vegetables, and 2 I'm going to dedicate on this side here to the fruits, because the fruits, remember, are made just over here, the vegetables are made on this side, so it's really not that far, right? And this is why over here I'm saying, okay, get the vegetables on this side, the fruits are all delivered over here, and then this is going to go into this building over here to say, vegetables, preserve vegetable and preserves fruit. And so when this is working well, we will be able to stop in the market giving basic foods like basic vegetables or basic fruits, and we can move to only advanced preserves. This way we lose a lot less even every month. So this was this new corner here, and again, this is why I'm thinking we definitely need to close over here somewhere. I guess we'll go all the way over here. And then we'll go maybe over here, like that. There's a merchant, let me check, because I want to see if I can buy, some bricks. I need money though. So I can either send money from here, or I could sell potentially some of these. We're making more than what we're using. I'm not gonna sell a book. Actually, we're not making book yet. And we don't have enough furniture. We're making them, but we don't have enough, it seems. Okay. So yes, I'm gonna sell this, and then if possible, we'll buy a bit of bricks. But moving forward, so this is the new corner over here. Then we're gonna need to start making also some beer. So this is a corner I'm gonna start over here. Why there? Because the grain is over here, the honey is just over there, one of these, this one I think. And then, you know, some wood is coming. I mean, we have wood already over there, and then some water. I can just put another, I mean, we have a couple already, but yeah, maybe another well somewhere on this side. So that is one of the next production we're definitely going to want to do. I'm gonna pause it right now because we don't really have a lot of people. Next merchant has arrived too, so let's check that out. Okay, 2000, perfect. Okay, so then what else? What else? Well, a lot of things can be improved there, but that's not really the point. I have added on this side the furniture because this is just taking planks. And remember making the planks on this side. Alright, so that's the idea. We have over here the furniture workshop, can put quite a lot of people, but it's producing quite slowly, to be honest. So we may need more in the future, and I can just expand over here if need be. Alright, it doesn't have to be a square. There is space on this side. So that is one addition that we've made, and it is stored in this building over here. Even if right now, again, we have a very low storage, so nothing is stored. In the main city, I have also over here built a new building. This is the library. If you look in your amenities, there's this one over here. This is going to provide some entertainment with book access to villagers. But that means we need books, so I need to start making books, which we haven't done yet. We also have over here the crypt. So this is to bury the dead. Instead of, you know, having kind of something like this, we can have something crypt in the middle. And this is going to store a lot more people than the current cemeteries we have. For the book, this is over here. You first need to do the paper press for the paper mill. Then you're gonna have book binder, and you have also the printing press here to reduce by 50% the work needed to make books. So that's gonna be pretty good, I think. And you find it, of course, in your resource tier 3 over here. We've done the furniture workshop. We've done the brewery. We probably need several, but for now it's fine. Done the brickyard a long time ago. The glass maker I just showed you, and this is the last one. Except the stable. So bookbinder, it's going to take some paper and some pelt. Now, the good thing is we're making paper over here, we're making pelt on this side here, so it's not that far. Maybe we put it over here. Something over there, maybe? Be sort of in the middle. And then we'll need to deliver the books, obviously, all the way there. So that's a bit further, to be honest. Maybe we'll do something a bit better in the future, but that's a start. That's a start. This one is paused probably because we have enough heavy tools, right? I said to pause at 10, if I'm not mistaken. We probably have 10. Now, I want to be honest, I just realized I've made two huge mistakes. The first one is on fertility of my field. The second is with the raider. I basically almost lost the whole city because I haven't been planning the raider's defense properly. So the first one, fertility. Well, especially, you know, as I was starting to specialize a bit more the field, like having some that were doing a bit more of grain on this side, I started to realize the fertility going down super quickly. Because if you look at the grain over here, it is a fertility -8. So it's a huge number, right? And I wasn't really compensating for it. Yeah, sure, you have, for example, the peas that increase your fertility by 1%. And, you know, I'm doing 1 piece there. But that was definitely not enough, right? So it's getting to super, super low number. So what we need to do is, one, we're gonna need to re-increase the fertility. I mean, it was getting down to 10%, which means my yield, you know, instead of getting a 700, 800 of yield, I was getting like 100 or 200 of yield. And I started seeing it in my food stores, you know? So instead, we need to start increasing it, which is what I'm doing over here. You know, we're going to continue getting the weed level really down, but also making sure we increase the fertility. There is 2 ways to increase the fertility, or 3 ways. One I was already doing, of course, which is you have, where is it? Here. You have, you know, compost yards. You put some waste into it, create compost. You then put the compost on the field, and that's going to increase the fertility, right? So we're already doing this, but that wasn't enough at all. The second is you can have cows grazing. If the cows grazing, they're going to increase the fertility. The problem is, if you do this, they're also going to eat the food that's there. Like let's say I put, carrots, or I put grains, they're going to eat it, which obviously doesn't work because then you're not producing anything. So it is fine, like I'm doing right now, because this is really trying to increase the fertility of those fields. But if you're trying to have actual food, it's not gonna work, right? And by the way, remember to move where they're grazing, you just do this. And as you can see, this is good for them, they like it, and it is increasing the fertility, but it doesn't work with field. And then lastly, there is one crop which is over here at the bottom, the clover. This you're not actually gonna eat, it doesn't really help in terms of your food. If you look over here, this is not one of the food, but it is going to increase the fertility by plus 3%. So this is how, I was actually at minus 19 on this field, and now after 1 or 2 years, we're already at a pretty good 60% level. So I want to get all of them back to a high level, and then the idea is we're gonna make sure that we rotate. Not always, some of these, but there's also some clover to make sure we go back up. That was the first mistake, really big one, which I had really forgotten about this. And again, you can see all of those numbers here when you over it, right? So wheat is -8, the flax is -5, so it's also a big one. These over here are fine, like +1, this one is +1, this one is -3, -3. So if you do a lot of these, for example, it's not gonna be that bad. It's gonna go down, but not by a lot, especially if you have compost, right? But for the grain ones, you're definitely gonna need a high one. And honestly, the impact is so big that it's better to have 1 year of grain and then 2 years of clover than having 3 years of grain, but you're at 15%, right? You're getting way less. The second is the military. Now my city is huge, right? If you have a very small city, then it's fine. And to be clear, this is not at risk. Like for them to arrive over here, they need to go through so many gates and towers and whatnot that they're not gonna get there. But my city is so big that they were starting to potentially be able to go, here, destroy all of this, for example, right? And this is quite a lot to rebuild. Or go here, destroy all of this, because this is on the outside, right? Outskirt, or even that one here. So what, and the big mistake I made there is because there are so many doors, there's so many gates that they can just go through one gate and then they're there, and I have one gate here, one gate there, another one here, another one there. Another one here. There was so many gates, like gates, like here, there. There was multiple here. I've destroyed them already because I'm starting to, change. So I can't show you exactly how bad it was because I've started to fix it a bit. But it was really bad. I had way too many entry points basically for them. And to some extent at the beginning it made sense because I need my people to go out and hunt and all of this. Now I don't need them, especially inside, like so much to the inside of the city. We may need one on this side because there's still some mines, right? We're gonna need maybe one on this side because we have our clay, even if that's gonna be finished soon, by the way. Oh, there is something here. We should probably go for it. We may need, one on this side, but that's pretty much it, right? So I'm going to delete basically most of those gates and say there is only one gate, or to be more precise, it's not even gonna be a gate. We're gonna leave it open like this because the fact that it's open, it's gonna be, kind of more attractive for the raiders rather than going through a gate. So it's gonna kind of ensure that they go here rather than trying to destroy this wall, for example. Now, also to try to avoid that they destroy these walls where I don't want them to go, I'm probably going to put 2 layers too, right? And in those couple of choke points, let's say one on this side, maybe we're gonna have one on this side here, or maybe it will, maybe one on this side, and maybe one on that side here, and a last one on this side. I think that's gonna be okay. Maybe basically, let's say 4 or 5. Right? I'm gonna be having 4 or 5 of the choke points, and there I can put actually a lot of towers, because also one lookout tower, especially not upgraded, we will be able to upgrade them, but one lookout tower is not gonna do much versus multiples, like a range of 5, 10 like this, because I can also put some on this side here. That's going to attack them multiple times while they go through this kind of labyrinths or choke points. That's going to decimate them a lot. And then I can have my army waiting over here. So that's going to be the idea for defense. Also because having multiple towers like this, again, one tower is not doing a lot. Plus, frankly, it's costing a lot to have them all around the city. Versus now having a lot here and a lot in a couple of places, will help. And again, I think, like I said, I'll probably put also barracks close to, like there's a barrack there, so I can have an army ready to attack. So that's the idea. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna work also on the farm, and I'll see when that's done. And here it is, a couple of years later, and we have super high fertility. We're talking 90% plus here. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. But most importantly, I've done that while surviving. We don't have 20 months of food, but we are consistently on 7, 8, 9, 10, so not a problem. Also on the defense, they haven't been able to get inside my city in a while. We have now double walls pretty much everywhere. Like here you see it's not a double wall because I'm thinking of moving this one here, so I have space for another farm. But double wall, or actually triple wall, double. This was the clay, remember, right? The clay, it was empty, so now it's empty. But basically, in a sense, the double wall too. Double wall here, I haven't actually finished, but there is also double wall, right? If you count over here. But yeah, I need to work on this space there. I've started to work also on this space, but you can see double wall, double wall. Here we have also triple 40 something walls. This is another entrance that I've started. So you can see a couple of towers, kind of choke point that is starting, and we can expand it on this side. Triple wall, double, another choke point, double all the way. So yeah, really cool walls that are, so far holding. We haven't been attacked anywhere. So let's relook now at my different farms. So first of all, we have a very long one here. This is for my hay. We're doing hay, and a bit of the clover to make sure that this stays at a very high fertility. Right? And we have a second one next to it. This one started really, really low, so it's not there yet. But the key thing here is basically I've been keeping this crop rotation the whole time. Instead of having only clover to get it to 90, I've been keeping this rotation, and it's going up slowly but surely. So this is the hay that we send then for my cows and chickens, right? Then we have over here all of these. So I'm gonna go through them quickly. You can see 92%, 95, 92, 80, 94, 92, 93, 94, 98, 97, 97, and 93. So a huge amount, right? We're talking about like more than 2,000 when this is working. Now, some of them have already restarted. Like for example, this one has been running for a few years already with a positive. Because basically, thanks to this year there, this brings it back up. This also brings it slightly back up. This too. Plus the fertilizer, right? It basically makes it continuously go up. And I found that one was enough to actually stay towards the 0% weed level. It also does depend on which crop you select, because some of them have a weed suppression that is null. Like this is 0 weed suppression. This one is 2, right? Then you have over here 0, and you have this one is 4. So actually this is really good for weed, right? Suppression. And of course, that one is also really good for weed suppression. So basically, this is a crop rotation that really works well. It gives you some vegetables, give you some of these, what is that called again? Flax fiber for the clothes and things like, and paper. And we have over here grain for our for our bread. So yeah, I'm thinking we're going to use something similar to this pretty much all across and see how, you know, the outcome that we get from this. Now looking at my food, we have definitely enough meat, right? 4,000 meat, not a problem. We have enough eggs too. Definitely not enough fish, and it makes sense given that we only have one fish over here, right? So even if you push, you know, you move this to cover as much as possible, realistically, there's not a lot of fish over here. So we're gonna need another one of these if we want to have more fish. But basically protein, we're fine. Then grain for our brain, for our bread, we have some. It's not a lot, but we have some. And vegetables, we have a lot of vegetables, but strangely, they're not being transformed into preserves. I don't know why, to be honest. We're gonna need to check that. Fruits, we have tons of preserves, so that's great. And then we have a lot of cheese. We don't have the luxury yet. I don't think I've even unlocked that yet. But all the other types of food, you know, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I think we need to have a bit more cheese. We need to make sure bread is totally fine. So, you know, we can check, for example, over here, we see we do have produced quite a bit, and we have a bit of flour in storage. This is working pretty much. No, there was a bit of idle, so I don't need to start the second one yet. I think we just need to increase a bit basically the inputs, so more fields like this, which makes sense, and then we'll have more bread. But yeah, it is, ladies and gents, you know, the city has continued to grow. We're almost at 800 people. We are definitely fixed this part over here. I think we are a bit safer than before. It's not like we're completely safe if they attack with tons of, you know, rams and catapults. We're gonna be in trouble, especially if it's on this side. So I'm gonna work on that side for sure. But yeah, we're making good progress. I hope you're enjoying this one. Smash like button, and hope to see you next time.